and welcome back to Bachelor Buzz, the best place to come for recaps on your favorite reality TV dating show and the latest in Bachelor Nation news. We're your hosts, Arena
and Julia, and today we are joined by the awesome Jenna from Date Card Pod. Welcome, Jenna.
Oh, thank you for having me back. Yeah. It was so much fun when we chatted during Jen's season. I think it was like a little early-ish in her season, and we still had a lot of high hopes.
We did.
And unfortunately, everything was horrible, and
crashed
and burned did it. I mean, that boy Devin, boy howdy. And I think, low-key, listeners will have to remind us if, wasn't that kind of the week that I started finding out that Devin was a MAGA?
Yes, I think so.
I think we found out the day before.
Yeah, then we were on the podcast.
Because I remember being, having to be she doesn't know this, so we still have to, go from her perspective, and we're still doing that frequently on this show.
Yes.
Hashtag guy. But that was a shit show season. And then this season, it's been lovely. It's been nice. And it's almost, it's over, guys. We're gonna talk through the finale today. I am drinking a Mayomi Pinot Noir, which I actually saw a commercial for this, and then I went to the grocery store and I saw it and I was like, I'm gonna get it. And my husband was like, why'd you get this? I was like, I saw a commercial and I felt so stupid.
Advertising worked.
I know. I was like, they got me. Anyways, anyone else getting buzzed over here?
I'm drinking my classic PBR and room temperature bourbon.
Nice.
Straight out of the bottle. Nice. For comedic effect when I feel like it's necessary.
There you go. Cheers.
I just have sparkling water in here. I've been drinking a lot of honey lemon tea this week, drinking a lot of Mucinex, and just been, this is my buzz today.
Aw, poor thing. I'm sorry you're sick.
I know. I hope you feel better soon.
I'm so sorry for any of our viewers, listeners. You hear me hacking up a lung. I'm okay. I'm just coughing. That's all.
Yeah.
Tis the season.
Yes, it truly is. Everybody's sick. I feel like I'm just getting over my cough. Ugh. It's better now.
Oh boy. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's been a weird 6 months, I think, for Bachelor Nation, and I'm just glad to still have community with you guys and to chat about the show, because I did really like the Golden Bachelorette overall. I loved the Golden Bachelor. And I liked this season for different reasons than I think I normally like, the main show. And I have a gripe or two about this season, but it is the solve we needed after the Devin fiasco. And I'll be honest, it fucking worked. I mean, it got me, because now I'm less mad, and then I can watch Grant's season, and I'm like, you know what? I actually don't hate ABC.com.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel the same. I feel like we really needed this to kind of just decompress, see the good that can be in people. And now we have that, and now we can start getting drama back, which we will talk about, Grant. But yeah, I definitely feel like we're going to be back into the fire after this.
This definitely was something that this season it was lovely. I mean, there were a couple of stories, here and there. We heard about the men, of course, but overall, so many of them were so just happy to be there, happy to be around people, happy to have that camaraderie with men their age, and they were just joyful people that just were rooting for each other. So it was very different.
And I really think that's actually that is such a good point, because I think what was different between the Golden Bachelor and this is that, because I think and people know who've listened to Date Card Pod, I was famously very scared of this supposed season, because I was like, you're going to tell me you're going to find 25 old men who are not married who are okay, not just MAGA, not just not MAGA, but not fucking, come on, most people don't talk to their grandpas for a reason, let's be honest. And so I was terrified about that, and then but come to find it, most of them, like I said, we had some stories, but most of them were pretty chill. But you're right, what was so endearing was that I think older men don't really find community, and they found community with each other, and I found myself fucking bawling every week because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful. And like we mentioned it in our last episode where it's like we saw that, you know, it's not just how do I phrase this? But it's like younger men need to see these older men who are thoughtful and respectful and emotionally intelligent and secure, you know, like that's what America really needs. We need, I'm like, can I prescribe this as like a course in college for men? Like this was really nice to see how men can communicate with each other and themselves. So, so that was really good to see too.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
I guess men are okay sometimes. I don't know. It's a confusing time for me, people.
It's hard to know. It's really hard to know. I do think that they found the cream of the crop.
I just do not know how they did it. Oh my Lord. But it's like you put Charles there, everything seems fine. Because anyone who's okay with Charles, I'm like, well, they can't be a complete piece of shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know.
For sure.
They really pulled out all the stops for casting, which all shows us once again that they have the ability to cast really well.
Yeah.
So when they don't, that's just them giving up, dropping the ball, not caring. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But they obviously can do a great job. Yes. So I don't know.
That's a really good point. I think, wow.
So with Grant, once again, expectations are high. They're getting higher. Like they can do it.
Yeah.
I really am delusional when I'm trying to be positive, and that I do think oh God, like I said, this is coming from a place of delusion, but I'm like, I think maybe they learned their lesson with Jen, because not only did all the other stuff really kind of fucking fall apart, but like they were dragged the entire season for only having one Asian American man on her season.
Yeah.
And like she dragged them, publication after publication dragged them. They themselves actually released an apology. So like part of me is like, I don't know, his season does look mildly diverse in my opinion, but
it does.
God, I fucking hope they really learned the lesson on that part. It's like you can't not do that.
Yeah, and I hope so. And I think that's why, like, I think even had they already released his name when we last talked, guys? Because I feel like they released it really early, right?
Yeah, they did. So they could get they could get people.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
They were desperate for any sort of vindication.
Yes. They were like, oh snap, let's tell everyone now it's him to make sure that the cast is good and there for him. They were scared to so we'll see what happens. We'll definitely talk about Grant's teaser at the end, but I don't know, guys. Like, I was a little like, we're getting back to the drama. And I know there's always going to be drama. I know. But it just seemed like I'm just like on a lovely high from the Golden Bachelorette.
That's true.
There was
it
no
is
drama.
Stark change.
I know.
It definitely felt like a lot more cattiness.
Yes.
Girls against girls, which we never like to see that.
I like girl on girl, but not.
But that's different than girl against girl. And that's it.
I don't think we'll see much of that, unfortunately.
We're talking about the preview already, but
we want to talk about it. Let's just start.
Let's do it, because there was one moment where one woman was like kind of crying, and she was like fully in the embrace of another woman in a way that I was like, I clocked it immediately. I was like, oh, I don't know who either of these women are by name, but I'm gonna start a fanfic. You best believe.
Yes, write them in your journal as a prediction.
I called it. I saw it.
Yeah,
Paradise. Here they come.
Are you still hoping that Jen will hop the fence? Do you still?
That's right, because you were talking about that, Jenna.
Do you remember? Because you were like, I think it's her like gay awakening, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking about me still. Sorry. No, yes, in fact, in fact, I do have proof of that. This week, she indeed commented that my gay awakening has begun underneath some lady from Love Island. I'm not sure.
God,
One of the current shows. And she's like the queen bee of whatever the current show is. God, I want to say Love Island, but I can't recall. I don't watch the show, but hot babe, very gorge. And Jen literally in public typed in, my gay weekend has begun, and I'm like, amen.
Exactly. Oh wow, I missed that. I was caught up in the drama with her like Dancing with the Stars person. Sasha.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to get delusional, I think that's a facade to protect her real dating life. Now, and I said this actually on my podcast page. I said, not that I think that she's specifically dating a woman, but I do think I don't think her and Sasha are dating, and I in fact think she is absolutely engaging in that whatever. Because one, engagement, and I would do that same to make money and whatever. But also, I think it's a great way to actually protect what she now should keep a little bit more private after everything that's gone on.
Yeah. So true.
You know? And so, like, I don't necessarily that means that, like, she is dating a woman, but I more mean, like, I think that's she's very convenient that she's, like, you know, finding herself. And she's commented on a couple things being like, she, like, a month ago was like, when will my gay awakening happening? Like, she commented on something. And then one time she made a TikTok about it, more or less. And literally there was, like, 50 queer women in the comments, like they're like, I'll be there in 30 minutes. I'm on my knees, and I was there too. I was literally, I'm like, Jen, please, I'm begging you, I will marry you right now. Like, everyone was like losing their shit. So I've been like holding out that like she just needs to go to one specific event, and some really hot like mask or femme needs to just slide up on her and treat her nice for one night. That's all it takes is one fucking non-man to treat you right, and she will flip like a pancake.
Well, best.
And you can cancel me for that.
I feel like I said it.
I fucking said it, and I'm not taking it back.
Say it.
You know what, though? Whatever happens, and if you're right, that'd be awesome.
And whatever, like, because she hasn't had a great history, as we know.
Right.
She needs to be with someone who truly does appreciate her and makes her feel like she is lovable and appreciate it, and she hasn't had that. So whatever happens, I feel like she is gonna get there, but it just wasn't gonna be through this type of form, like, you know, this. And I think even from the beginning, I kind of was like, I don't know. And that was before we knew all this stuff about the guys and Devin and all of that, because
she had no shot now. No, she had no chance.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, but yeah. What should we talk about next?
Grants should be good. Yeah. Should we talk about the finale then?
Oh yeah. So let's recap that finale. And I know do you want to talk about the cold opening, Julia?
It was short and sweet. It was literally just her standing on the beach looking gorgeous. She looks beautiful. And then it cuts to the Bachelor or the Golden Bachelorette, and then Jesse walks in, and you know, standing ovation. Everyone's happy to see him. Mood is light. I think overall, again, the mood was very lighthearted. Not a lot of bad blood. Yeah. And then it cuts to Joan, sad and scared. Who was she talking to? Who's that chick that's with her friend?
Nancy from the Golden Bachelor season, and she lives in Alexandria, Virginia, so they're close because they live in proximity to each other. And she lost her husband too. Yeah. So she kind of has a good idea.
I guess she's in Tahiti. Nice.
Yeah, they've had her on the paycheck for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Right?
She's no girl. Again. That's like the best outcome.
Right? Well, and thank God they had her there, because Joan's sitting here fucking pissing her pants over the fact that Pascal left.
Yes.
And I just like, God, in 2024, when a mid-man leaves nicely, and he has like a pretty decent reason, and he didn't really string you along too much, and he's nice about it, you should, I'm sorry, it sounds maybe anti-feminist, I'm like, you should thank him, because that he is not wasting your time. He didn't show you that you're not lovable.
I know.
I'm not your guy, so I'm leaving, and you're welcome. Like,
he gave it all he got, you know? Like, I really think that he tried. Yeah, but you know, at the end, it's not it. That made me upset because she kept saying, "Oh, am I unlovable?" And I literally am like, "Lady, you were married for 32 years. Yeah, I think you're lovable. Like, you are a catch. You're beautiful. You're wonderful."
I like how Nancy came in and was very like, she was there for her, but she was like Joan, you're not unlovable. You know, she was just so straightforward about it. It was almost like she was just like, let's get through this, okay?
Yeah.
You still have Chalk. Chalk sounds amazing. And then she's like, you got Guy. He seems like a nice guy. Like,
and literally Joan was over in a second. So I was just like, okay. And I love the maturity, because I'm not even saying that Joan didn't feel that way even.
I know.
But that comes with being whatever age she is. I forgot. 65 or something like that.
61.
Okay, great. That, yeah, she was like, oh, actually, you're right. What am I doing? That's silly of me. Let's do shots.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
wine and go to the beach for a little. Like, let's just relax in Tahiti.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that of course they have to have some. Again, like these are things that are like part of the playlist. There has to be some doubt. I think that she's known who she wants.
Yeah,
you know, as soon as Pascal, it's like there's no question.
And we don't know, like, once again, like with producers, if they were saying anything off camera to her and kind of drumming it up more for her to keep thinking about it, you know. So it could have been that too. And but basically, I didn't write a lot of notes or type a lot of notes for this, guys. Like,
pretty straightforward.
It was pretty straightforward. We knew it was going to be, sorry, spoiler alert, we knew it was going to be Chalk for episodes.
Yes. Really, for most of the season, honestly.
Most of the season.
It's like maybe episode 3 or 4.
I know. When did they go on their first date?
Came back from
Disney's
funeral.
Like,
like,
oh yeah,
I know the first date, honestly.
Yeah, and then he came back, right?
Right, and that was when I fell for him, because I could kind of like whatever before about him, and then when that happened, I remember viscerally being like, "Oh my god, he came back! It's meant to be!" Oh
and
my
like
god.
her like reaction, like, "Oh, I missed you. I'm so glad you're here." I was like, "She likes him. She likes him.
Yeah, she likes him." And I just like, for me, I just didn't know it was going to be him, because my friend Connie and I have been calling him Chalk Tua. He's got a spit on that thing since day one. So whenever he's on screen and his name is said, we say Chalk Tua. And then he brought chicken noodle soup in a jar. And I was like, this man is not the final rose. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
He's handsome and nice, but like, are you kidding me? Like, no, not at all. And so I'm giving all my credit to my friend Connie, who's been on Date Card before, but they were like, we like whatever Jack ended up being with the salmon suit and the like comedic adventure or whatever. Like, we thought Chalk was going to be that, but it was like, no, we were just bait and switched. You know,
so much more like serious.
Yeah. So
like,
I mean, good for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess he really did getting on his knee, on one knee, and Chalk Tua on that thing, which was giving her an engagement ring.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Never fails.
And you know, I feel like when he met her family, I want to say something about her son. So her son, who was basically like, what did he say? It was something like, you'll never replace our dad, or, you know, our mom, like, she is all, like, we basically consume her life. And I was thinking to myself, dude, you're like in your 30s and you have your own family. Your mom needs to have her own, like, partner in life. She's still going to be with you guys, but you guys have your own thing going, and she will still be there, but she wants her own thing. And this guy's not trying to replace your dad. You're 30-something. He's just trying to come in and be with your mom.
Take your mom to Italy and stuff.
Yes, take her to places. And I know, like, he probably didn't really understand how it sounded coming out, but it sounded kind of like a younger kid saying that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, maybe she's a little of a boy mom. Did we ever stop to think about that?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
No, seriously. No, because she has 2 boys and 2 girls. But yeah, maybe there's a little more, like, you know, just they're very connected. And everything, and it didn't turn out to be such an issue. He did like Chalk, but I just thought that was kind of interesting. Couple of the things that he said, but overall, you know, he liked Chalk. The daughter liked Chalk. Only 2 of her children were there, and Chalk did great. And then that was like the end of the date.
Although he did pretty much start the conversation with like, "Oh, whenever you introduce someone, you should kiss them," and he just like,
"Oh, I know."
And then the son was just like,
Yeah, that was a
If
little
you're
much.
listening
He
and you can't
kissed-
see me, he just looked like really appalled for a
That's
moment.
true.
Yeah,
I mean, I would
Chuck
be a
was
little
I think kiss, and was like, that's what you do when you meet your person. And it's just like,
that was too
bro,
much.
read the room.
Yeah, I know.
No,
Too much.
no, don't
No,
kiss
but
the
I'm
mom
telling you,
right
he
away.
likes to chuck Tua on that thing. Okay, but like that's the thing is like we think so. She said she wasn't gonna fuck anyone in the fantasy suites, and I think her and Chuck at least chucked Tua on something because like, he is a forward man, or he's just a forward man with his affection, and it does not mean they were intimate biblically, right? But
right.
yes, I do think there's like something about it, their connection that was like hot.
They have a lot of
physical.
fiery.
I'm not mad at it.
Sexual,
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. I was just like, "Ooh, that's a weird way to start this."
Oh, absolutely.
And then like it just, I mean, it was like okay. I feel like it could have been way better.
Yes.
But it was okay. It was acceptable, I think. And she was happy. She was very, I think, very happy with how it went.
So I've been looking at my phone only because I could not remember where anyone was based. So Joan is based in Maryland, and Chalk is in Kansas. How close are those?
Wichita, he's in the
close.
Midwest. She's in the East Coast. So that's
boy.
a flight.
Yeah,
That's a flight.
No, did we
That's
not
the
learn our
thing.
lesson? Come on.
that is
Really
this is my biggest thing about Golden Bachelor, Bachelorette. Like, no grandparents are gonna move. I was telling Irina and the reviewers like a few weeks ago, like my grandma, after my grandpa passed away, actually reconnected with her high school sweetheart, got married, and divorced within like a year or something. I don't know, months later. I don't really remember, but they got divorced when she's like 60 something. This all happened very whirlwind, and it was because he lived too far away. He was like an hour away. Like, it's just
sorry.
I did not see that coming, Julia. That was so funny.
I know.
it was like not far, really.
I'm sorry, a lesbian could do that with their eyes closed. Okay, come on, I'm weak.
I know.
But no,
it's just
part of me was like,
I was just like, this isn't gonna happen. Like, no.
I mean,
want to do that.
I will say, I do think Gary ultimately had some other issues at play, and so I think that him and Teresa just were not going to work. Because she's a smart, fucking respectful woman.
Yes.
And I think when she learned everything, and yes, I think she was like at first like, oh, it didn't bother me, but I think it did. And I don't blame her for it. And so I just think, but I agree, like distance is obviously a huge issue, and like Pascal even went on an interview recently and like dragged the show for that. He's like, the show will not last if you guys don't start casting locally. And I was like, okay,
exactly.
It's
like, yes, it's like
I'm like, you're under contract, but he's like, I don't really give a shit. I'm just gonna tell you guys how it is.
He has enough money to pay it off. He's like, I don't even care.
Literally, okay,
I got
so
the lawyers.
He's the only one who could have made it work, though, because he has the finances, the flexibility.
Yeah.
She still works.
Yeah.
She still works.
She's a school administrator.
She has a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could quit, but like,
she doesn't.
She didn't quit for this, so.
Well, maybe Chalk doesn't really care about his family, and we can hope. Well, and his
Fingers
mom's dead, so
crossed.
I mean, like, here's one less person. I'm so sorry. That was very mean.
So bad. It's so funny though.
You guys can cancel me. I haven't been podcasting enough. It's fine.
Don't cancel.
No, I'm very needed. I think it is interesting for sure, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm hopeful if they can make it. They make it 6 months. I'll consider it something.
Yeah. At that point, it's like a natural. It's like, okay, maybe they weren't compatible, but not like, oh, we never visited each other.
Exactly. It's such a good point.
But at the finale, they did say that they had like 5 happy couples.
Yeah.
And each of them are like 4 days, which I'm like, wow, that's like a good deal. I mean, for a long distance relationship.
Yeah. And no one ever, I think, has said that before. I feel like he was one of the first people to say actually how long they last.
Yeah, we're learning a lot more about that.
Yeah, which is nice. I feel like with the Golden people, they're more specific in these details than the other kids. So we're learning things that we never knew.
Yeah.
So they're 4 days long. You can get up to 5.
Let me tell you, they flew me Southwest, and it was a great experience.
I know. Yeah. He would probably tell you.
Like literally,
they flew me out of
a pretty early flight, and it was great, and I chose that, and they let me do that, and I thought it was great flexibility that the show would let me do that. And honestly, I'm just crazy about her.
What else could you want?
What can you like? It's like, okay, he's so approachable and nice, and there's something a little bit about those piercing blue eyes that I'm not sure I can trust. But that's just me being a cynic.
There is just a little bit of something about him that I'm like, don't hurt her, Chuck.
Yeah, I got my eyes on you, Chuck, too.
Mess with it.
But I will say yeah, exactly. And he also seems to be able to, like, he just seems at least nice. And like, if he does have a dark side, I guess I'm just hoping it's like something pretty mundane. Yeah. Versus, and we would have found out, friends, I think at this point, because we found out about Guy. Let's talk about Guy. So there's this guy named Guy. Yeah. Do we guys, I meant to look up the etymology of the name, and I never did, but do we guys know, right, like, why are some people named Guy?
Well, it's definitely a popular name back when he was born. That's for sure. Like back in the day.
Fair.
But yeah, that's actually a really
Guy good name. Word by which never mind. Hold on. I wrote Guy name and it's defining the word name.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
A boy name.
Yeah, you know what? I don't have the right website for this. I love etymology though. So I'm always on Etym online. But yeah, the name Guy, like, it's gotta be French. It's French. Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
So then what would it
meaning? Let's see. Okay, wow, this is taking a turn, but I kind of like it. Oh, it means wood, and it comes from a Germanic name. Sorry, I was wrong. I thought it was French because I know like it's a French name too.
Right.
Origin, Normandy, English.
And it means wood. Okay.
Yeah, wood.
Love that. Okay, that's cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
okay,
well, he looked like he was a piece of wood because the boy has had a lot of Botox. No judgment.
Yeah,
I will say when he came on that stage last night. So like when she broke up with him, which I guess we'll get to it, but because there was a drama, mom, but no tears, and I was like, that's all the Botox. He can't cry.
Yeah,
he looks the same way.
Like he was sad. I'm telling you, he was sad, but there was no tears coming out of his face. So I was like, okay,
sir.
So I did find this so interesting. So yeah, I don't know, as far as like people who've been watching for a long time, what was interesting is that typically we have these back-to-back, family dates, and then we have nighttime dates. And I did say to Connie, that's interesting. They're going to Chalk's family date, and then they're going to the night date. Okay, that's a little interesting. Did you guys catch that? That it was like a little sus. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well maybe they're kind of changing up some things a little bit. Yeah. And then next day I'm like, okay, let's look for the daughter's rainbow suit. Is she still wearing it on Guy's day? Because then I'll know when they filmed it. Not that it even matters, but I was curious, right? And come to fucking find out, doesn't matter because knock knock, it's raining. Guy's like, oh, it's raining. I hope this doesn't bode any negativity towards my day. I'm so excited to see Joan. And then she comes and knocks on his door and he's like, what?
He's like, he jumped.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting, unless they've watched a lot of seasons of the regular show, he might not have actually known what was happening. Whereas a normal young man on the season would have been like, oh god, oh no, no.
What are you doing here? He was literally just like, oh hey Joan, come on in, have a seat, you look great. It's like, this is not a good guy.
Crazy. And she's like, how are you? And she's like, I'm great. And we're like, no, Joan.
I know. I was like, oh, that's gonna bite you.
Awkward. I'm great because I know who I love.
Yeah, I am actually so good. Thank you. Anyway, so
I know it's gonna work out. But
so at peace.
And he's just like, I'm just happy to see you.
Yeah, that's great, Joan.
No,
me too.
Me too. Oh my god. So yeah, she just basically dumps him, and like, I realize I'm in love with somebody else, and I'm like, when, Joan? Was it when Chuck gave you a key to an apartment?
Wait, he did that? I missed that.
Yes. Yeah, did you? Yes. Arena, what did he do exactly? Do you recall?
It was like so weird because it came out of nowhere, and I was a little not paying attention, and I was like, wait, what? He was talking about New York City and always wanting to live there, and he had like this key, and he was like we'll get a place there, and I was like, wait, huh? I was confused.
You know what though? This might be the perfect way to maintain the relationship though, if they have like an external city that everyone can meet at. And it's not going to be the grandkids being jealous that they're always in Kansas, always in Maryland. You know, that might be the way to do it. So
I think so. I think if he's rich enough, it sounds like he basically just put a down payment on an apartment in New York City.
Oh my gosh.
So like, I'm sorry.
That doesn't scream love.
Yes. That man's like, this is happening.
She gets out of the room. She's like, "Hi, producer. Can I see Joe? Can I see Guy? Like, I'm done. I'm ready." That's what it looked. I mean, essentially, when it happened, we don't know the timing completely. So, like that, you know. But like, as far as what we saw as viewers, you know, then she's just like the next morning, like, actually, never mind about Guy.
Yeah. No point.
Yeah. Just like
on one hand, it's on one hand, it's definitely like nice when they do that because you're like, okay, you know, you're saving the person from the heartache and the embarrassment and all that. But I was a little annoyed because I'm like, man, stop letting them do this. You're not supposed to do this. You're supposed to go
Julia,
let them propose.
Chaos Queen, let's go.
Well, see,
we haven't seen that in so long.
I feel like this is happening. I know it's happened with the Bachelor, Bachelorette flagship shows, right? But I feel like even though there's only been 2 Golden Bachelor, Bachelorette like type of seasons, it definitely happens more with them at this point than I feel like it does with the flagship shows, because I feel like they still go through it most of the time. They still go through with it, even if they know. It's like with Joey, he knew he wasn't picking Daisy. Like when they got to, where did they go again? I don't even remember. Okay. They went somewhere, right? For their
Hawaii?
No, that was
wouldn't that be crazy? Yeah.
That was, I know, wouldn't that be so funny though? Because he lived in Hawaii. They're like, we're going over to the resort you worked at. Okay.
He's like, no, the women I have fucked here will come.
Yeah. Oh god, that would have been terrible for him. That's so bad.
And like, it's not even a problem. Like, you're allowed to fuck people. You weren't even on the show yet, but like,
exactly.
You don't need that drama.
No. Not, especially not for him, because he had his image is very like, you know.
We did it, folks. We made a good Bachelor.
Yes.
I can't believe we did it, but we fucking did it.
They feel like they had a hand in it, and it's like, you did not. You got lucky. You put him on charity season. She's the one who elevated him, people. Okay? There'd be no joy without charity. I say it over and over again.
Say it. Oh my god, that is, put that on a fucking bumper sticker. I'm making it tomorrow.
Thank you. What were we talking about? So
I think I was complaining that she broke up with Guy.
And exactly. And what's his face? And Gary did that too. You're right.
Yeah. I think the older people feel like they don't want to put people through that. That's the trend I'm seeing with them. And I think with the people the more mature people, I mean, not older, the mature people, I see doing that more consistently. And then with the people that are, you know, earlier on in their love lives are the ones that are like, usually, not always, but usually like, well, I got to do what they tell me to do, and I just got to break their heart at the altar or whatever when they come up and tell them it's not you. So, I mean, it's just...
that might happen with Grant. Did you see that part?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Where it's like, he was like,
but he didn't
I don't know who I'm going to choose. And Jesse's
know.
like, you need to tell me who goes first.
So I can tell the person.
That was a little sus.
I was so shocked. Because I was like, it started off, I was like, oh, this is just an earlier rose ceremony. It's fine. And then as soon as Jesse said, he said, then I was like, oh, okay.
And then when they came back from that teaser and they were all standing on the stage, did you see the look on Grant's face? Where Grant was just kind of like, I was like, what happened?
Dude.
It could be nothing.
Okay.
It could be nothing.
They get me with these.
I don't know.
I'm always like, but okay. Anyways. Back to Joan.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm getting distracted. It's okay though. I love it.
Because where's
yeah.
This is
back to Joan though. So then, you know, they go out. She gets engaged. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, she breaks up with Guy. She gets engaged to Chalk. It's beautiful. They're on the yacht. You know, they're really happy, and that's wonderful.
Yeah, they look very happy.
They do.
I loved her dress. It was like white sequin with like a little, I don't know, cross halter.
For
then,
the proposal.
Yeah, those like
flowers or something.
fuchsia flowers. Like it was so pretty. And then her finale, like whatever, after the rose ceremony dress. I liked it, but I don't know, I wouldn't have worn it. I didn't like how it was so like the bottom, it seemed too thin. I was like, I need something more structured.
I liked the gold on top, and I liked how she usually does like a slit in her dresses. I noticed that seems to be like her thing, which I think works for her too because she seems like a tall woman. So she has long legs, so it's like a nice thing for her. I like that it was different. I thought it was different than usually what we see, though. For sure, at the after.
The golden part was probably a play on the show.
Yeah,
I didn't know about that until right now.
They always put her in gold. I feel for these little things.
Yeah,
but I will say it was a little lackluster. I wanted a little bit more. I wanted, for me at least, I wanted a little bit more kissy, smoochy. I kind of was like, is there trouble in paradise? I need a little more, but it's just hard to judge because I also don't think Joan is super PDA-ish. I don't think she's not like, she just doesn't like to be intimate. She obviously liked when Chalk was like whispering in her ears at the bowling alley date and all these things, but like, it would make sense. Her family's literally sitting there, you know, she doesn't have the you know, kind of whimsy that a 25-year-old might have on the same stage. So like, I get that.
And they've had 5 happy couples, so
they've
gotten things out of their system.
Yes.
But I found myself, you know, wishing that, like the other main ship shows. I was like, where's the? I need I don't know, but you know,
prove it. You're in love.
No, maybe that's love for the golden years. I don't know. They're a little more like behind closed doors. They're like, but then in front of everyone, they're like, thank you.
They really did like their body language was good. They were like facing each other and all that. Like it did seem like they were together. It's like I was really scared she was going to come out alone or like some sort of Devin thing where it's like, and now this is how it fell apart. Like.
No, I never want to see that again. I'm sorry. I
was still never know anymore.
I know.
It was so bad. That was seriously so bad.
It was the worst. I feel like it had to have been the worst after the final rose in the show's history. It was a train wreck. And the fact that it was like, he so duped her. He's such a dirtbag. He duped her because it was like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then they were together for a while. And then he like ghosted her. What?
That's crazy.
Like he had just met her in a bar or something. He ghosted her. Like that was just so.
And they continued to harm her afterwards by releasing all those texts. That included private things that should not have been put on public. Was making all sorts of weird statements and shit. Recently, he went on some fucking. He was on one, and he was all like in his comment section being a fucking psychopath. It's just like, bro, like you're not gonna rehab your image at all if you know whatever. It just proves more and more that he's a MAGA fucking person and like a fucking weirdo who just like hates women because he just thinks that like that she's being too emotional and stupid, and that we all women who enjoy the show are being psychotic.
Everyone but him is wrong.
I don't want to see him anymore.
I don't want to ever see him again. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to see him. I don't want to know he existed. Because in this show, because he is just such because he wasn't even that great to begin with, but the way he treated her on the show made so many of us go, oh, he's not so bad. Bad on the outside, bad on the inside. There's nothing redeeming there. There's nothing redeeming. But yeah, so that was Golden Bachelorette pretty much. They get to go to Disney World with their families. The show is
Yeah,
sending
that was
them
cute.
to Disney World. So yeah, that is really cute. So that's nice.
I
And
hope we get content with that. That'll be nice.
That would be
maybe,
cute, yeah.
Just like, TikToks and what have yous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just talk about, all right, so this is just part of after their final rose. There was a moment, like kind of towards the end, after everything was said and done, where Jesse started talking about football.
College football!
I was like,
is this
and then you could just hear the crowd just being like, like he's like, we changed it from this to like 12 to like this, and it's like, here's the trophy, and it's like, we don't. No, get the fuck out of here. No one cares about football in here.
And I get to host one. Okay,
Yeah.
Jesse.
He was so happy.
Your child. You have a
This
baby.
is his highlight.
Yeah. It's like, are you going to
I was
talk about
happy
the
for him.
children's cooking championship baking thing next? Like,
Those are fun to
no.
watch.
I know. Like, I don't blame him for being excited, but like, put that on your Instagram. That doesn't, it was just funny, the reaction, because you could hear everybody in the crowd just being like, what? Okay.
Is like
funny.
Taylor Swift gonna be there?
I
Like, that's all I associate with football nowadays.
Right.
I'm sorry, if Tavis is not there, then I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't
Sorry.
care.
Are
He's
you
like,
telling
this
me there's a
trophy's
risk?
gold.
Right, I was like, come
No,
on.
Jesse, give them their trophy
Literally,
back. This is not the place.
Probably like 5 men in America who were like, their ears
Grant's
perked
like,
up.
ooh.
I know, Grant's
Yeah, that was one of the 5. Yeah.
He's so excited.
That
That was funny.
I just thought that was like a funny moment.
No,
I
forgot about that. That
to
was
be
good.
funny, but it
Yeah.
was funny.
And how they panned to this trophy. It was funny but it is ABC, so it's ESPN, it's Disney Family, so they're
let him
plugging
do.
it.
Yeah.
He does it all. So, and of course, college football, that is Jesse. So, but it was awkward in a weird place to plug it. Weird place.
I'm like, are they moving in together? He's like, no. Check out this thing over here. I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. Like,
I know. Yeah, I wish that we learned a little more about what their actual plan
I'm saying,
was.
we did not get shit. I'm frankly a little like, I'm happy, fine, great. I enjoyed it. I cried every week, great. But like, also this could have been an email, I guess. Frankly, and I've treated it as such. And my apologies to my listeners. Hopefully you'll all here listening to this now, but. I know I promised much more, but I just could not be bothered. So, not that I didn't enjoy it. You guys all saw that. I enjoyed it, but I just couldn't do it because of life.
Yeah, I think it's okay to take a break once in a while.
It's supposed to be our break, okay?
Yeah.
I've been doing this for 7 years.
I know.
And the fall time, I plan shit in the fall because it's not supposed to be happening. Okay? So fuck everybody. And we'll talk about Grant now and we'll wrap up. And thank God he's on the 27th of January because now we get a full 3 months off.
I know. That will be nice. I know. We were talking about that. We're like, oh yeah, we should plan some content. We're like, well, we should also chill.
Yeah, we should take a break. I know.
Sometime.
We will do content, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, some content, but you don't need to the weekly.
Right, not the weekly. Yeah, I truly feel like we all need a big break.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be New Year. New guy, new vibes, new drama. Yeah. It will be there. But hopefully there's going to be a happy ending. Although, seriously, I'm dying at him being like, who do I choose? Like, Grant.
At this point, you don't know. Oh, Grant.
You could tell Jesse was like, bro, you really
I know. You're going to have to make a decision.
Because that was so funny about the scene. Because, literally, I was like, oh, this is just one of their classic, something. It's maybe it's the third to the last rose.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly somewhere tropical. I was like, okay, I'm good in that context. And who do you know what you're going to do tonight? No, Jesse, I'm not sure. I was like, okay. They're tricking us. This is clearly not the final, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he's like, well, okay, but you do have to tell me because I have to tell him what car to send. And I'm like, excuse you, what? Like, it was so fucking funny, dude.
Jesus.
My theory, literally based on nothing other than I'm just hoping for the best, is that maybe the person he was gonna like quote unquote pick, something happened on her end, like, or like he found out something about her and it's not so much on him, like not knowing who to pick, and it's more of like she revealed something and now he's just like, well, fuck, like that was the
confused,
right? However, also, wait, have we considered that maybe this is actually the best thing ever? Because I mean, part of what I used to love about watching the show for a long time was that I didn't know.
Yes.
Me as the viewer, I did not know for a long time who Lily was going to pick. And that is great. Like, I mean,
that's a good point. Because that's something that I was bothered by with Joey's season, with like Daisy and just being pushed so much. And I mean, give it to them. They did pull one over us because like it wasn't Daisy, but like a lot of the season just felt pointless because we're like, we know she's in the top 2, you know? So that's a good point. Maybe it will be a more mysterious
mystery. I like that too. And I'm also kind of curious with Grant, who is he going to have in his top 4? Because with Grant, yes, he's the Bachelor, but he is a Bachelor of color. He is a Black Bachelor as he identifies. Who's going to be in his top 4? People are going to look at that because that's just how it is. So that's going to be interesting to see as well. And who he seems, like you said, it seems seemingly diverse in his cast. So that's nice.
There was a clip of somebody, a Black woman, like saying that she loved him.
Yeah,
like, that's probably pretty far on. Is that top 4? Is that, or is that like an early I love you? It's hard to say. Was it a Frankenbite and I wasn't paying close enough attention?
It could have been a Frankenbite, but I don't know.
Were they like acting in a pretend scene for some theater?
It was during more or less of we understand during this iconic part of the preview where in which Grant is singing a song that I don't did he write that song? Do we know the song?
I think he wrote it because the girl was like, he writes songs, and remember he came in beatboxing, singing to Jen.
That's right.
Which I thought was a little cringe, but he pulled it together and then he played piano. Yeah, like I mean, that's really cute, and girls don't get that that much nowadays. So that's cool. That's what made me hopeful about this season.
I like Grant. I really like Grant.
I know, I do too. Like although he better better know. I don't want him flipping a coin at the end.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I agree with that, but I think it's almost like we've gotten conditioned to think that now might be the wrong thing versus like that was the part of the fucking show originally. Not coin flipping per se, but I guess in theory the whole thing is that you are supposed to like, you know, see both relationships to the truest end to really know. And I guess it doesn't always need to be the case though, right? Because like we have seen leads where they're like, no, I do feel comfortable with this one particular person and that is the person, and then so it doesn't really matter. But and they've stayed together for an undeterminable amount of time. But then then you have ones that you're right. I mean, Ari was a great example of like him flipping the coin, obviously, and he chose Becca, and then it was the wrong one. So
I think that's just like the worst. Well, it's the worst outcome. It is probably
it kind of it's pretty rough
outcome. I
mean, it depends on who you look at it. Ari and Lauren are together and they have 3 kids, so you know Becca is also now happily married, a child, so it all kind of worked out. But and we got the drama that we desire. So,
that was oh my god, that shit was so good.
It's like
that was your first season, right?
No, but that was the first season I like. That changed. Oh, yes, it was the first season
that you recorded, right?
Yes, it was.
But that shit was really good. That was a good one to start with. I think we started in a good one too, Arena, with Joey.
Yeah, Joey was a good. Well, because Joey was so well liked. He is still the golden boy, and not golden like mature, but golden boy of this franchise for sure.
Arena, did you watch Desiree's season, or like you're really new to the show, or?
Well, I watched the first season of the series like ever back in 2002.
That's what I remember.
And then I just wasn't interested because I was like, this is not. I don't see myself. I did watch Trista's season, because I remembered her from the first season and I was rooting for her. She was top 2. And then after that, I didn't watch for years until Rachel Lindsay. And then I watched Rachel, and then I took a break again.
Right.
And then I heard all this stuff go down about all these seasons you guys have talked about. Yeah. And then I came back with Charity, and that was just by accident. I was literally on vacation, and my family was out. And I was by myself in like this lake house, and I was like, what am I going to watch? And then I saw this teaser, and I was like, oh, she's the new Bachelorette. Okay. Let me see what happens.
I didn't know that. That's a good. That's cute. And then you were able to binge it, and you were like, okay, I'm in this again.
Yeah.
And then Joey, and then, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, so Desiree's season was very beautiful. That was like before Sean Lowe, so he's kind of like a big player in the franchise.
Yeah.
But Sean Lowe was on her season, but he was like top 3 or 4 maybe. But basically during the very end of the towards the end, basically there was a full week left of like filming. She decided she wanted to be with Chris, her final pick, and so she sent everyone home. And then continued to do the rest of the dates without telling him. So she had him meet her family, being the only man that was there, and then have their final date, being the only man that was there. Him
and he didn't
totally
know?
thinking there was another man there, and so he was still just being his charming self. He was my favorite of the season. But still thinking like all his ITMs were like, oh my god, I really hope she picks me. And
oh my gosh,
and whatever.
Wow.
Exactly. No, and then they go to the proposal. He professes his love and then starts to get down on one knee, and she stops him. And I have chills. It's my favorite season ever. So then she stops him, and his face like fully is like. Cannot even.
No.
And she pulls him up. She's like, I have something to tell you. I just think it's really important that you know what's been happening for the last week. And then he's like, okay. And then she tells him, she's like, you've been the only one here for the last week. I sent whatever home. Aww. And you're the only one that met my family. You're the only one that did blah, blah, blah. And he's like, is bawling. And she's like, I love you. You're the one. And then they propose or whatever. They're still together, and they have 2 kids.
Oh, that's a good ending.
So my point about all of that is that I was actually pissed that Joan didn't tell Chalk that he was the only one there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, that's going to be so cute.
She refused to tell. Yeah.
I mean, eventually he found out, I'm sure. But and maybe she did tell him, but we didn't see that as an audience, and I'm pissed.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that's how that ended.
I think that is a nice thing to share.
Yeah, it was really sweet. It was one of my that's one of those things where when I'm at my lowest level of feelings with the show, I like to remember that feeling that I had and that season and how it was oh, this is this show can literally work. It literally can. And not only can it work, but it can be kind of beautiful.
It can, yeah.
Well, that's so sweet.
It'd be nice if they did, how they have that freebies channel where they show all the old ones. It would be nice if they had an offshoot of that on Freebie where it was the most successful couples.
Yeah, so you're gonna get
yes. So I'm not watching this isn't gonna turn out. Because it's almost well, do I even care?
Yeah. No, I know. That's what it gets to. Yeah, it sucks.
Well, do we have anything else we want to talk about or just wrap up for this season?
This is a fun 3rd season for us, Bachelor Buzz, our 3rd season finale. So thank you for joining us, Jenna. It is a special time for us. And keep an eye out for our little interim episodes, probably an update. We'll do a Grant rundown and his Bachelor contestant rundown. Mm-hmm. And you might hear from me about Married at First Sight Australia again. Or if there's any other shows. But Jenna, are you going to take a little hiatus as well, or what do you have planned?
I think I will say doing this is really I miss it. I missed talking shit on a microphone about this stupid fucking show. I did miss it, so I will probably try to do something in between Definitely. I mean, we have 3 months, so I'll definitely be back.
Yeah.
And I'm always on the stories, so catch me at Date Card Pod on Instagram to see me roasting Maddie and Grant or Nick or Devin or
you know
really
Nick's gonna
anyone.
get Joan and Chalk on the show very soon. They're gonna be on there within
this
a week.
week. They're probably recording it already.
Right now,
Well, that's
probably.
great. And Nick can just, relate to them and their age.
Yeah.
And it'll be
Give them advice
fantastic.
about their children and all that.
Yeah, they'll be like, "Oh, our grandchildren are the same age. Your grandchild and my baby daughter are the same age. Oh, that's great. I love that for us." Fucking kill me. Because it's fucking true. Oh my god. Anyway, no.
We just
so
opened up
follow
a
me
whole
at Date
tangent.
Card Pod.
Anyways, yeah. More spicy content. Love it.
Thank you guys so much. Though it was lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks
so
for
much
joining
fun,
us.
as always.
Yeah, thank you
And
so
thank
much.
you to our
And
listeners.
we'll see you guys. And I will have a coffee.
Beautiful ending, Arena. Feel better, Arena. All of you. We're all probably sick
We're
on
all-
some
yeah,
level.
literally.
Jesus. We're all recovering from a lot of things, actually, probably. Anyways, have a great little hiatus, everyone. Catch us on the podcast. And happy
5 stars.
New Year's.
5 stars.
Yeah, make sure to rate us.
If you mention a cough, I'll kill you. I'll come for you.
Oh god, now I have to cough. All right. Bye, everyone.